You're 22 when the phone rings. Not your phone. The cracked one your cousin keeps hidden inside a flour bag. It rings once, stops, rings again. That is the signal. You are standing in a kitchen that smells like frying oil, bleach, and old fear. The fan above your head shakes so hard it sounds like it might come down and finish the job for everyone. Your cousin looks at you, does not blink. Answer it. Great. First day already illegal. You lift the phone. A voice on the other end says your name, full name, slow, careful, like it has known you longer than your mother has. Then silence, then one sentence. Be outside in 10 minutes. The line dies. No explanation, which is explanation enough. You tell yourself it is probably a delivery, a favor, a message, something small, something temporary. Everyone says temporary at the beginning. It helps you sleep. Outside, a black SUV waits with the engine running. No plates, tinted windows. Inside, 2 men sit without moving. One has a scar down his jaw. The other taps his thumb against a pistol like he is keeping time with a song only he can hear. Nobody asks if you want to get in. You do. The city slides past in streaks of heat and neon. Street dogs, half-built houses, boys on motorcycles, women pulling children indoors as the SUV passes. Someone is watching you. You feel it before you understand it. At a warehouse near the river, they lead you inside. Metal doors, stacks of boxes, 4 armed men, one counting cash with rubber gloves, another cleaning blood off the floor like it has spilled coffee. Then you see him. Not the boss, not yet, but a man close enough to him that everyone else stands straighter when he breathes. He studies you for maybe 5 seconds. It feels like 5 years. You're calm, he says. You are not calm. Your shirt is sticking to your back. Your pulse is hitting your neck so hard it hurts, but you nod anyway. He smiles a little. That helps. He gives you a package wrapped in brown tape. 2 kilos. More money inside it than your family has seen in 10 years. Take it across town, he says. Do not run. Do not stop. Do not open it. If police stop you, you were never born. Dry humor. Cartel style. You take the package. Your hands do not shake until you are outside. By midnight, the job is done. No one thanks you. At 1:14 a.m., the same hidden phone rings again. A different voice this time. Lower, colder. The boss noticed. You stare into the dark. You do not realize it yet. But this call changes everything. And tomorrow, everything changes. You start with errands, cash pickups, drop-offs, names you are told to forget the second you hear them. Then the jobs get closer to the center. Inside apartments with steel doors. Inside clubs where the music is loud enough to hide a murder. Inside ranch houses where men count money until sunrise and still look disappointed. You learn the rules fast. Never ask where the shipment came from. Never ask where a man went after he disappears. Never sit before the boss sits. And never ever be the one who brings bad news without a solution. Turns out, quick job never means quick. A quick job is 6 hours in a car with no air conditioning. A quick job is carrying 3 duffel bags up 4 flights of stairs while pretending your shoulder is not tearing apart. A quick job is waiting in silence while 2 killers argue over soccer scores and who gets to keep a gold watch off a dead man. You begin to see how it all works. The boss never raises his voice. He does not need to. His money moves through markets, pharmacies, nightclubs, trucking companies. 50 men work for him directly. 300 more work for people who work for him. Everyone smiles too quickly. Everyone checks the door. Fear is the real currency. Cash just counts easier. Soon they stop searching you at the entrance. Soon, men older than you ask for your approval before moving trucks. Soon, the boss tells you to stay after meetings. That is when you understand the difference between being near power and being noticed by it. He pours himself coffee from a stained metal pot. Black. No sugar. He offers you one. That is how absurd it is. 1 minute, you are a nobody from a cracked neighborhood. The next, you are drinking burnt coffee beside the most hunted man in the country, while 3 armed guards pretend not to hear. He asks you what you see. You look at the maps on the wall, the ledgers, the routes, the names. You trust too few people, you say. A long silence. Then he laughs. For the first time, so do the others. And this is where you stop being just another guy. And tomorrow you move closer. It happens at 3:27 in the morning. Rain. Bad roads. A convoy of 2 trucks and 1 SUV. Simple transport. In and out. That is what they said. Simple is another word people use before things explode. You are riding in the front passenger seat, half awake, gun pressing into your ribs, when the driver suddenly swears. Headlights ahead, then behind, then blue lights. Not 1 police car. 5. The road narrows between concrete barriers. No room to turn, no room to breathe. The first truck slams its brakes. The second swerves. Somebody opens fire. Then everyone does. Glass bursts inward. Your ears ring. The windshield blooms white cracks and then disappears. The driver jerks sideways, blood spraying warm across your cheek. For one strange second, you think how annoying this will be to wash out. Then the truck in front catches fire. Men are screaming. You crawl over the dead driver, grab the wheel, and wrench the SUV into the mud shoulder while bullets tear through the doors. The smell is everywhere now. Gasoline, rainwater, hot metal, blood. One of your men is hit in the throat, another runs. He gets maybe 12 steps, then he is gone. You do not think. You act, reverse, turn, ram through a drainage ditch. The SUV nearly flips. In the back seat, 2 duffel bags burst open. Bricks slide across the floor. One guard is crying and laughing at the same time. Shock does that. Makes fools of everyone. You take the side road no one was supposed to know about, which means someone talked. By dawn, only 4 of the 9 men who left with you are still alive. You make it to a safe house outside the city. The boss arrives an hour later. No shouting. That is worse. He steps over broken glass, looks at the survivors, and asks one question. Who betrayed us? Nobody answers. One of the wounded men says maybe it was bad luck. The boss shoots him in the head before the sentence finishes. Bad luck apparently has poor timing. You stand there covered in mud and blood that is not all yours. And for the first time, you understand the truth. This world does not forgive mistakes. It buries them. This is the moment you understand there is no going back. And tomorrow, you stop surviving by accident. After the ambush, everything changes. Not because you ask for power, because power notices who remains standing. The boss calls you into his office 3 days later. No windows, 1 lamp, a saint on the shelf beside 2 assault rifles, religion and logistics, very efficient. He gives you a seat, then a list. 12 names, collection routes, payments, safe houses, 3 men to reward, 2 men to watch, 1 man to make disappear. You look up. He only says, handle it. That is your promotion. You do not get a promotion. You survive into it. Now people move when you enter a room. Now your phone rings at all hours. Now mothers lower their eyes when you walk through the neighborhood with bodyguards at your back. You control shipments. You settle disputes. You decide who gets trusted and who gets tested. You learn that leadership is mostly exhaustion wearing expensive shoes. There is money now. Watches, tailored jackets, steakhouses with private rooms. Women who smile because your name opens doors. Men who laugh too hard at your worst jokes. Power feels good for about 15 minutes. Then it starts charging interest. A lieutenant skims cash. You break 2 of his fingers and let him keep the other 8 as a generous reminder. A local politician wants more money. You pay him double and record the meeting. A rival crew kidnaps one of your drivers. You send back a box they do not enjoy opening. This is what you become. Calm voice. Clean clothes. Blood underneath everything. Late one night, you stand beside the boss on the roof of a tower overlooking the city. Thousands of lights. Sirens in the distance. Helicopters somewhere beyond the clouds. He tells you, everyone wants my chair. You answer, no. They want to live long enough to deserve it. He smiles at that. But you look down at the city and finally understand something ugly. You are no longer close to the monster. You are part of it. But power comes with a price you didn't expect. And tomorrow it starts collecting. It begins with small things. A car parked too long across the street. A bodyguard who checks his phone and turns the screen away. A message from a trusted contact that sounds just slightly wrong. Paranoia is exhausting, which is why it works. You sleep 4 hours. On a good day, you change cars 3 times a week. You stop eating food you did not watch being prepared. You stop saying names out loud. You stop looking at strangers as strangers. Everyone is a possible betrayal with shoes on. Then one of the boss's oldest men disappears. No warning, no body, no goodbye, which usually means he made one bad decision and ran out of road. The boss becomes colder after that, sharper. He trusts you more. That is not comforting. It means he has fewer people left to trust. He sends you to negotiate with a commander from a rival group in an abandoned factory outside the city. Rusted beams, wet concrete, 30 men pretending peace is real. The rival commander smiles with all his teeth. Too many teeth. He offers a truce. He offers roots. He offers respect. Then he says the one thing that changes the air in the room. You should run your own operation. Just like that. A crown made of poison. For 1 second you imagine it. Your own network. Your own men. No boss above you. Then you see the truth behind the offer. He is not inviting you upward. He is inviting you to betray. And once you do that once, everyone owns a piece of your throat. You leave without taking the deal. But now the thought exists. The boss notices something in your face when you return. Maybe guilt, maybe fear, maybe just fatigue wearing your skin. He asks no questions. That is worse. You finally understand the trap. Loyalty is not a virtue here. It is a cage with armed guards. And now, you're too deep to leave. And tomorrow, the door closes. In the end, it is not one big explosion, not one final shootout, not one glorious fall. It is slower than that. Sadder, too. The boss is captured 6 months later after a raid before sunrise. 47 agents, 2 helicopters, 3 armored vehicles. Somebody talked. Somebody always does. You escape through the back with 1 bag, 1 pistol, and a heart beating like a fist against your ribs. For a week, everyone calls you. They want orders, protection, money, permission. They speak to you like you have inherited a kingdom. What you really inherited is a target. You hide in safe houses, then motels, then houses with no mirrors and cheap mattresses that smell like old cigarettes and rain. Each night you hear cars outside and wonder if they are yours. Each morning you wake up disappointed that they were. The empire keeps running for a while because fear has momentum, but cracks spread fast. Crews split, allies vanish, accounts dry up. Trusted men become practical men. Practical men are dangerous. You look at your hands one morning and realize they never really stopped shaking. Not since that first call. You think about the kitchen with the broken fan, about your cousin, about the version of you who thought temporary was a real word. You had wanted money, respect, a way out. Instead, you became the thing people whisper about after locking their doors. There is no clean ending for a life like this. Only smaller rooms, fewer friends, longer silences, maybe prison, maybe a bullet, maybe another nameless motel with the television on all night so the quiet does not finish you. And in the last honest moment you have, you admit the truth. You did not rise to power. You just lasted longer than everyone else.